Okay, welcome back to Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. So yeah, last time we started up in this evac shelter, and we haven't done a whole lot. We left once, very briefly, to get a rock. But otherwise, we've just been doing a whole bunch of stuff in the evac shelter and preparing ourselves for the outside world. We have a fire going, which is nice. Fires provide two things if you were born today. They provide heat and light, both of which are kind of nice. Heat both for like a personal warmth, being comfortable when it's cold outside, blah, blah, blah. And also heat for cooking, which is good. Both, you know, food and boiling liquids. The light aspect is good because when it's dark outside and you want to be crafting or reading or something like that, it's good to have a light to work by. Now, admittedly, the fire is not really great for that aspect because you sort of have to read close to it, and smoke inhalation is a thing. To the point of we are going to have to pop a window on this bad boy fairly soon. So for now, if we don't need it to be running, we can just put out the fire. All right. So let's get our water situation sorted. And to do that, we're going to need a very large container, and we're going to need to fill it with water of any kind so that we can put it on the fire and boil all the impurities and potential poison, toxin, whatever away. So we're going to go to the roof where we have this standing tank of a standing tank that can hold water. And we are going to disassemble this bad boy. Okay, and that gave us a water faucet, as well as 4 60-liter metal tanks that can hold 60 liters of liquid. Or solids. I mean, you could just use it as like a container, but that's not really important. So yes, 60 liters of liquid each, and we have 4 of them. Again, we're just going to go ahead and haul them downstairs with plenty of clanging, I'm sure. And we're just going to drop those next to the fire. And we're going to take... I don't think I can use the advanced inventory to move one. I don't think so. Let me see. Whoops, nope. Move 1. Oh, it did work. Okay, good. But, of course, it's not full of liquid, so I don't know why I did that. So let's grab it. We at least separated one of them. Drop our crowbar. Now we need water. We can go down and we can empty the toilets. Each toilet holds 24 liters of water that we could grab. But since we're right next to the forest, there's going to be pools of water out here where we can grab an infinite amount of dirty water. And I know there's still the wolves out here, so I want to be a little cautious. They are ignoring me for now, but they might decide that I'm an easy meal, and then I'd be fucked. Oh, this one's tracking me now. Yeah, I think we're gonna head back. Now, even if it did, like, chase me, I could run back in here and let my NPC companion take care of it. But, okay, for now, let's go ahead and do the toilet thing, because I've never actually gone that route. So we're gonna go here, 24 liters, pour into container, our metal tank. Pour into our container. It's actually not even 24 liters. It's only 6 liters. So that's a total of 24 liters. Which is not ideal, but we have the potential for unlimited once we clear out these wolves. Alright, so now we're going to drop the metal tank onto the fire, and we're going to start the fire. And then the extra step that you have to do is you actually have to go into the crafting menu to go to food and actually cook the clean water. And this will let you transfer the dirty, hot water into another container and make it clean. So if we just do this once, it'll make 1 unit of water. We want to do that a bunch of times, like 20. This will take 1 hour and 21 minutes. We couldn't do it in the dark, and it doesn't really require almost anything. Food handling, 0. There we go. We cooked 20 units, so we're going to pour into another container, which is going to be, could be our plastic bottle that we have, but we're going to put it in one of the big metal tanks. Okay, and so now if we open up the consume menu, you can see we have 20 units in one of the tanks of clean hot water that we can use to quench our thirst. There you have it. So our water situation is pretty well solved at the moment. So now, we never talked to our NPC, Siobhan. What's the matter? Get out of here or I'll kill you. She's like, Jesus Christ. What's the matter? A few days ago, another survivor and I were trying to avoid the cities by staying in the woods during the day and foraging for gear at night. It worked well against the normal Zeds, but one night something caught onto our trail and chased us for 10 minutes or so until we decided to split up and meet back here. My buddy never showed up and I don't have the means to kill whatever it was. Can you lend a hand? Sure. Can you share some equipment? I'm helping you out. Nope, she has nothing to give. Okay. Let's see. Let's trade items so we can see what she's got on her. And everything is for sale. I mean, she'll sell everything. There's no she won't be like, no, I'm not gonna sell you my sports bra. That's outrageous. No, she'll sell you everything. Unfortunately, she's really not carrying much. She's got a throwing knife, a knit hat, a leather belt. She's like prepared for winter. A pair of hiking boots is not bad. Work gloves is not bad. If I was gonna pick some stuff, I'd probably pick the work gloves, the boots, and the belt. And we can sell her some stuff that we salvage from around here. I mean, we could sell her... So if we go to, like, where there's a bunch of jackets here... Or there was, the protein rations we could sell her. The pipes. The sheet metal. I mean, you can look at the barter value for all this stuff. Most of it's very little. The emergency jacket is 50 cents barter value. A lot of this is like 10 cents or 0. So if we take that... Sheets have a 50-cent barter value, because everyone needs rags. But here's 6 emergency jackets. So we go back to her. We can then sell her this. And that gives us $3.12 in credit, which we can then... Oh, but she won't actually take this. Because if we press enter... Yeah, she can't carry all of it. So... we have to go with that. $2.60. So if we take... her gloves... her boots... Oh no, the boots are $8. So really, we can take the gloves. Yeah. We can sell her a bottle, I guess. Oh, not that. Capital G. Yeah, alright. Looks like a deal. Okay, so now we have the work gloves. We can open up the wear menu and pick work gloves. And we can dump emergency jacket. We open up our armor menu. We can see that our overall coverage is, well, we have nothing covering our head, our eyes, our mouth. That the gloves do provide a lot of coverage for our hands, which is good, but they're also very encumbering. A 20 encumbrance just for those gloves. But they are good protection, so it's a, you know. And if we open up this screen, we can see exactly what the effects are of this encumbrance. So our torso is affecting our melee attack rolls a little bit, but not much. We're actually not really encumbered at all on our torso. And arms are fine. But the hands were slower to reload. Something with dexterity when throwing items, gun speed. So actually, we don't care that much if our hands are encumbered. I don't think. Okay. So that's trading with NPCs, if that interests you. And we could attack her, we could kill her. She asked us to go hunt that thing down. We could lie to her and say that we killed it, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's all sorts of stuff. We could ask her to travel with us and she can become like an NPC companion, blah, 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 blah. But let's worry about making a weapon now. So, we could just grab the crowbar or something like that if we wanted to just do that. Or we can make ourselves a new weapon. Now, you can make a bow, but bows I have yet to make work with any of the other characters I've tried, and that's primarily because of arrows. Arrows are very long, and you'd think, oh, we'll just make a quiver. But for the life of me, I have yet to find a recipe to actually make a quiver. And that's, I got my skills relatively high, and I was like reading an archery book. And I got my archery skill up, and I was like, I still can't make any form of a quiver. The best I could get was like a rope, and I like tied the arrows together, but that is not what you want to do, because it will take you like 3 minutes to pull an arrow out. So I don't know, because looking online, people seem to be like, oh yeah, just make a quiver, no big deal. But I'm playing with the experimental thing, which a lot of people do. But the experimental version of the game changes like every day. Like if the developers make any changes to the game, it pushes out into the experimental branch, and that just downloads, and you just play experimental, and you're just along for the ride of changes. So they must have made some sort of change to Quiver at some point within the last like year. And so now I don't know what people are doing for arrows. So anyways, forget bows. Really, you have two options right at the start that I would say most people would recommend. One is the cudgel. It's a very solid, just bashing weapon. You can see in a best case scenario, it does 8.28 DPS with a +2 hit bonus, and it has some techniques that it can do, such as stunning for 2 turns on a crit. It can do a rapid strike for half the speed, 66% damage, and it has a high blocking ability. For just requiring a plank, it's a pretty solid starter weapon. So that's decent. I mean, just compare that to the nail board, which requires a plank and a nail. You'd think that it would just be strictly better, but it's not. It takes more time and a nail, but it's slower to swing. You get a less hit bonus, and it does less damage overall. It has Pierce 3, which maybe that affects something, but it seems to do less DPS against an armored target, so I don't know. 2x sword, also less damage. It hits harder, so it does have that advantage, but it's slower. And it doesn't have those nice, like, stun abilities and stuff, and the high blocking ability. Yeah, pointy stick. Pointy stink. Also is just a plank. But it's just not as good. The cudgel is really unequivocally the best. And it's odd, you know, that they would just make... They would give you multiple options to work with just a plank or so, and one is just better than the others. By, like, a decent margin where there's not really much point in making the other ones. But anyways, other stuff that we could try to put together is like a wooden spear. Now, a wooden spear we can make because we have fabrication 2 and we have a survival of 2. And we need a survival of 1. So if you just had 0 skills, you would not be able to make the wooden spear, but we can. And we need a fire to make the spear, so we also have that. We just need a long stick. The benefit of the wooden spear, aside from, you can see it has generally higher DPS, it doesn't have the techniques, but what it does have is the ability to make reach attacks. That means that you can attack from an extra square away, so you can actually, it's, you know, it's reach. Yeah, so you can attack somebody that's not directly next to you. And since we can run faster than zombies, if we decide to run, we can actually kite them and potentially make it so they never touch us, which is pretty good. So we're gonna shoot for a wooden spear. Ordinarily, I would go for the cudgel. I think the cudgel is fine, but since we do have all the capabilities of making the wooden spear, I think it's a good way to go. So, we need a long stick. The best way to get that is to break down a young tree. Such as this one right here. So we're just gonna grab our crowbar. Hopefully the wolves are not at the doorstep. They're not. And, there we go. We break down the tree. We get 3 long sticks. Let me just drop off my crowbar here. And, whoops. There we go. We're just gonna take one of them, close the door, go over here, and wooden spear. This will take an hour for us to make. Primarily because we don't have a proficiency in carving, so that doubles the time. But still, not too bad. It's only 1:30 p.m. and we have ourselves a wooden spear. You'll notice that standing next to the fire for an hour has now made us warm, but that's fine. Alright, we have a wooden spear. So I think it's about time for us to head out. Check out that radio tower. Other people would probably spend some more time here, and actually what we could do is read this first aid kit book. Let's just see how long this will take. There we go. 7:10 p.m., but now our first aid is up to level 1. So that's great. The wolves are still out there. Do I think I can take on a wolf? No, not me personally, but the NPC involved, maybe. I don't know. I've honestly never fought a wolf. But if we do take it down, we could cook some wolf meat, which would be nice. Okay, it's on to us now, so now we're gonna run. Which costs stamina. And now the NPC is on it. We're gonna stop running. I missed the wolf. Oh, I did hit the wolf once. Yeah, Siobhan's not doing well. Missing hysterically because I've never swung a spear before. The wolf is tearing her up, but we got it. Perfect. Actually, what was that? Oh, that was a throwing knife. Okay. So... her wounds. Actually, she's doing okay, all things considered. She was decently protected. She is bleeding a bunch. So I don't know... we could actually bandage her if we wanted to keep her alive. The left leg is the worst. So... we didn't stop the bleeding there. I don't know how much of my first aid stuff I want to spend on this random NPC. But you can, if you want. You could also, I don't know if we can cauterize her wounds. We can cauterize our own wounds. I do know that. Yeah. How do you open a container? Select items in container. It's not, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's odd. I don't know. Yeah, I know you can do that. Huh. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Okay. Let me just Google this real quick, because I've been curious about this. Try pressing comma or semicolon. Press U and then select it to unload it. Okay, but it's... wolf spotted. No. Okay, so that unloaded the whole inventory into my bag, which I guess is not really what I wanted to do. But we can use medical gauze. Still didn't stop the bleeding. We're really trying to help her here. Okay, but it's minor bleeding. Minor bleeding will recover on its own. Okay, one more. Okay. Now let's wait just a second. And her bleeding should stop. No, still not stop. Okay, she took it pretty rough, I guess. There it is. Alright, she stopped bleeding. Okay, so we have a pulped corpse of a wolf. So we want to butcher this wolf in order to get the meat. So a full butchery requires a rope and a tree or a butchering rack, a flat surface, and good tools. We can field dress the corpse, which protects the corpse from rotting from inside and yields the internal organs. We can skin the corpse, but that requires a lot of skill and a sharp and precise knife, which all we have is a pocket knife. We can bleed the corpse, but that also requires skill and appropriate sharp and precise tool. We can quarter the corpse if it's previously field dressed. This helps in transporting large game, but it destroys skin, hide, pelt, etc. We can dismember it if our goal is just to destroy it in 32 seconds, which is pretty impressive, honestly. Or we can dissect it to look for possible bionic implants or discrete organs. So I think what we really want is just the quick butchery. We want to get something out of it. Okay. We got chunks of meat, scraps of meat, piece of raw lung, raw brains, raw sweetbread, bones, sinew, chunk of fat. We failed to harvest the liver, the kidney, and the stomach, but I think overall that's pretty good. So this is all perishable. It's going to last for about a day. We did get the bones, though, which we can take. The sinew. I know dozens of things I could craft with it, so that's good. And then the feet, or the fat, we can make cracklins out of, so that's good. I mean, overall, we want to take most of this, and we want to cook it. Yeah, we want to take all this. I don't think we want this. This is a mess of dirt, excreta, connective tissue, and bits of matter like hair and claws. Eating it isn't even worth thinking about. Disposing of it might be a concern, as it could attract vermin. See? Interesting stuff, right? So if we go over to our fire, go over to the food, we can see cooked brains, cooked piece of lung, cooked sweetbread, cooked meat, cooked scrap of meat. This won't extend the shelf life of anything. Really, we would want to make, like, dried stuff. Why can't I make the cracklins? Oh, I need a tool of food cooking of 2 or more, so we need, like, a pan, or something like that. A fancy hobo. Apple cider, pale ale, and oh, it's a drink. It's a hobo drink. Perfect. Let me just see. Dried, prehydrated, freeze-dried meat. So, okay. And if I wanted a meat drying rack... What does the yellow text mean? Hold on. Another thing for me to Google. Oh, that's something I learned from a book. Or it's something I can learn. Oh, so basically, these are things that I learned from reading that first aid manual. And I don't have them memorized because I've never made them before. So I need the book nearby in order to work off of it to make this stuff. But once I've made it, I don't know, once or more, I don't know, then I can make it from memory. Okay. I don't know if I can make a drying rack. And that might be under construction, I don't know. Hanging meat hook. But I can't make that. So let me just Google that as well. Best way to store food. Charcoal smoker, that would be good. Smoking rack. There you go, smoking rack. Fabrication 3, food handling 2, You would need a digging tool, a wood saw tool, but then it's just planks and rocks. Damn, that's not bad. I can't do it yet, but it's not as far off as I would have thought. So overall, basically, we can just cook up this wolf here and eat it and move on with our lives. So let's, all this is going to take 20 minutes except the scrap of meat, which is very minor. But we can then consume the floor meat for 51 calories, which will make us no longer very hungry. I lost the vegan and vegetarian conduct. Perfect. Okay, there's another wolf out there that's very intent on getting in. Are you ready for another fight? I mean, I gained some XP with piercing weapons, but not much. I don't think I hit it like almost at all. So, fuck! Shit! There we go. Alright, I hit it a couple times there. Alright, so now I'm in pain, and I'm minor bleeding from both my legs and my right arm, but it's very minor. I didn't take much damage despite the screams of pain. I did damage my wooden spear because it's, you know, it's a pretty basic weapon. She's doing some minor bleeding, so she will also recover. And, we could pulp this course, but I think we'll just, leave it out here. And let's take this one out as well. There's a lot of blood. Can you clean blood? Not something I've ever considered. Maybe with a... if you dump water in a mop, you get a mop? Yeah, okay. Blood will disappear on its own, but if you can also make a mop and do that. So, can I make a mop? We would need to take down another curtain and get some rags. It's not really worth it. Alright, so I'm bleeding, so we're gonna just wait for 5 minutes. Now I'm no longer bleeding. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, so our wooden spear, you can see, is, so all these have 2 green lines. That means they're at full durability. The wooden spear is yellow now with a crooked line, so it's slightly damaged. And that will affect its damage, I think. Yeah, it went down. It used to be at like 9.13 or something. So it's not quite as effective. And I don't think we can mend it, because that requires a miscellaneous repair kit. Which is not easy to make. If I even could make one. Yeah, it's an X-Acto knife, wood saw, and like leather patch or rag. You have to supply it with duct tape. So it's not like a one-use thing, but it does have to be resupplied with duct tape. But it has level 1 tree cutting quality, 7 butchering quality, cutting quality, fine cutting quality, and wood sawing quality. And then, yeah, you can repair a bunch of little shit. Okay. So we are in mild pain. We could pop an aspirin to sort of help with that. But overall, it's not major. So I think at this point, with the wolves done, let's head over to the radio tower there. So I turned safe mode back on. Safe mode will automatically stop all of your actions completely as soon as you spot something that is either tracking you or hostile to you. So it just spotted a huge wolf spider So if we go here, we can see there it is, the huge wolf spider. Shaggy brown mutant spider the size of a dog, with the long legs, 2 especially big eyes, and oversized fangs. It is much faster than you. So... it is to the west. It's in the swamp over here. And it probably could kill me. I don't know, I've never fought one, but this is the most populated, like, wildlife area I've ever been involved in. So, I don't know, I'm hesitant to go over to the radio tower. We could instead try for that cabin. That's right up here. So I think we could cut straight through, as the crow flies, through the forest. Or we can just follow the road for a little while. I think let's do that. Let's try to walk off this pane. And we got safe mode on. The sunlight's glare makes it hard to see, because I don't have any, like, sunglasses and it's very bright, sunny. But there you go, we're continuing on the road, spotting nothing that's dangerous, except for now we've spotted a German Shepherd over there. And it is tracking me. Even though it is very far. Look at that, it's all the way over there. It is already tracking me. It's much faster than me, so I'm not really going to be able to benefit from the spear if this thing decides to fight me. There's 2 German Shepherds. They're both tracking me. But aside from that, I think we can... oh, they got caught in some webs, or there's some big-ass webs. There's actually a lot of bullshit around here, I'm shocked. My other games have been very kind to me, I guess. Alright, so we made it to where the cabin is over here. There's a flyer that's useless. We can step across the grass. There's a bobcat, but that's not a serious threat to humans, can be aggressive when threatened. Okay. Okay, we're gonna step through the forest. We might as well try and forage wherever we can, which is mainly these bushes. See if you find any seeds or rocks or withered plants that we can use for cordage. Hello, there's a bottle, there's a glass bottle. You can use it to make crack pipes or Molotov cocktails. And there's some wild vegetables. Could cook those. I think we need a pan for that. Sorry, I got a kitten that's all up in my grill as usual. Don't worry, we'll get back on track. We'll get back on track. Kitten can't run my life. Okay. So here's the cabin. We see that part of the walls have been just thrashed, which could mean that there was a zombie that broke in, or it could mean that there was a zombie that broke out. It's impossible to say without moving forward. But yeah, there's gonna be loads of sheets and shards, wood, string, nails, I mean all these curtains that have been torn down. So this is a decent opportunity to grab a bunch of string and rags and things like that. So let's grab the string. Okay, there's this rubble here. Alright, let's try a different way in. But this doesn't look much better. No, no, no. Okay. It's dark here. But here we go, we have a phone book. We have a can of chocolate drink. We've got a pair of leather gloves. So these are much less encumbering than the work gloves we're using, but they also provide way less protection. And since I'm not using ranged weapons or throwing weapons, I'm not particularly bothered by the encumbrance. So I think we can leave these. You can cut off the fingers to get a fingerless gloves, but I think maybe we just sort of butcher them for leather patch. Yeah, leather patch. Here we have a wood saw we can grab. That's nice. Oh, and there we have a zombie in the house. So this is a garden variety, most basic enemy in the game, a zombie. Nothing special about it, either good or bad. It's just a zombie. That generally means that it's relatively unarmored, so we can probably take care of it. But we are going to want to run. We're going to want to try to kite this bad boy. So let's turn off safe mode. We're going to want to run, and we're going to want to bring him out into the light. Okay, this cat is just... This cat's like almost never affectionate, but it, oh man. Right, so let's turn off the run to conserve our stamina while we figure out what this guy's doing. We could yell to draw his attention. He must not have actually seen us, because it was pitch black, but I thought that us running he would have heard us. Apparently not. We can turn on the cell phone to provide a little bit of light. But basically, okay, now he's seen us. Okay, good. So now we're gonna run. Okay, and we're one step. We are gonna move much faster than him, but we need to time it a little bit. So one step away from us, we're gonna hit tab. Alright. So then we hit him for 13 damage. And all he did was move up next to us. So now we're gonna move again, running. Hit him again for 12 damage. Move again. Stab him, we missed. Again. Miss. Again. Okay, he moved diagonally for some reason. So we're gonna head and move up. Move up. Now if you look in the upper right where it says Stam, you can see that it's not 5 green lines, which is what it normally is. We're losing stamina as we're running and attacking. It's gonna start warning us once it gets down to like 2 lines. And then if it goes all the way down to the bottom, we get some massive penalties. And it's a pretty dire situation if something were to be attacking us or grabbing us or something like that. It'd basically be a death sentence. So we want to be careful. But there we go, we crit him. So he's actually stunned. So I'll hit him again. And now he's grabbed us because he wasn't actually stunned. The stun thing is weird. The stun is like... The stun, he'll stun for like a move, but he won't be stunned for your whole attack. I don't know. The stun is not as great as it sounds, I think. But now he's grabbed us, so we can either keep hitting him and try and break the grab, or we can try and move away to break the grab. I think we'll probably want to keep trying to get our distance going, so let's try and move away. We failed to break out of the grab, so he bit into our torso. So he did harm our torso a little bit. We weren't protected, and our messenger bag got ripped in the process. That doesn't mean that it's ripped open or anything like that, but it's just torn a little bit. Alright, again, we try to break out and fail, and so now we're bleeding. He clawed at our left leg. So our left leg actually took a decent hit. We're down to 4 lines. Okay, but now we broke out of the grab. Let's move again. And now I think just sort of wait for him to come in a little bit. Okay, so there we go. For 11. 14. And there he's dead. We got the achievement, 1 down, billions to go. Okay, not a perfect encounter because I'm still a bit of a noob, but that's how kiting would work with a reach weapon. So now we're going to toggle our runoff and check our medical condition. We've got minor bleeding, so we can just wait that out. But first thing, if you see that this zombie has 2 symbols above him. One is a plus icon, which means that it's carrying items. The other is a red skull, and that symbol will appear above dead zombies of any kind, and that means that they will regenerate and revive after a certain amount of time has passed. I think it's like 30 minutes or an hour. I don't know. I don't know the time frame. I've never had it happen. Because to stop that, you need to destroy their body, or really destroy their brain in some way. There's several ways you can do this, of course, you know, a whole bunch of different ways. But the 2 most basic that you'll employ, or really the 1 most basic that you'll employ, is just by using the smash button, which we use to break down the doors and stuff. You just use that, and you smash their head in. Very quickly and easily. The other way that you can do, that I did for a while because I was an idiot, is you can go to actually butcher the zombie and do the dismember corpse, which takes 48 seconds, which is pretty long, considering the smashing takes, like, 6 seconds. So, yeah, that's how you do that. So now he will not revive, we're perfectly fine. As for what he was carrying, all of his, all of the clothes that he was wearing is filthy because it was worn by a zombie. So if you wear this stuff, you'll take a morale hit, and you're more likely to become infected when you get bit or something like that. You can clean this with just a washboard and some soap, if you really like what you see on a zombie. I mean, you shouldn't just never take anything because it's filthy. I mean, take it and fucking clean that shit and use it. But for us, I think overall this is nothing too exciting. Most of this stuff we could, like, make or we have, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, one thing that I just read is that instead of using the big fire to have a reading light or something like, or a crafting light, you instead make candles out of wax, and you get the wax from creatures such as a zombie. So we actually are going to cut up this zombie with a quick butchery, which took 8 minutes, and we're going to take the tainted fat, and I don't know exactly how or what skills you need to make it, but we're going to collect this tainted fat. We could take the bone because we can make a charcoal kiln, so maybe that's good. But aside from that, we don't want to actually eat any zombie meat, so we'll just take that off of him. Okay, so it's 8 p.m. now. That should be the rest. Let me actually catch my breath because he's breathing a little heavy. There we go. I think if there were any zombies, they probably would have heard it. But here we can take a cast iron frying pan. So this has a boiling quality, chemical making, containing, food cooking, and hammering. Mostly we care about the food cooking quality. We'll definitely take that. There is an oven here, which is great. If I had brought my crowbar, we could deconstruct it. take the dish towels. Oh, we're low on volume now. So I can't actually carry that much. Maybe I should dump some of this wolf meat. Oh, I'm carrying 2 emergency jackets. That's a problem. Dump those. That helps. There we go. We have then some stuff from the fridge. Ketchup, eggs, milk, some 5 bottles of stout for some reason, some butter, soda, yogurt, supreme pizza. I think we can take the butter, the ketchup, the egg, and the milk. Leave the milk. And we can always come back here. Alright, here we have a paring knife, some chef's steak knives, butter knives, mugs, forks, spoons, all that good stuff. We could take a steak knife, I guess. Here we have a tin cup, like the movie, paper wrapper, so on and so forth. Here we have a Kel-Tec P3AT. This shoots 380 ACP. Pretty nice caliber there. It's a 6-shot pistol. So yeah, this is a gun. We could take this, we could fire this gun, and it would be all well and good. But if you've ever seen any zombie fiction ever in the history of fiction, you know that guns and zombies are a bit of a tricky concern. Guns are very loud, and zombies are attracted to noise. So it's really, I mean, you probably do want to carry around a gun, but really just for like the oh shit moments. And I don't know how great a 6-shot pistol is for an oh shit moment, but I guess we'll take it. Then there's a wood axe. This is a pretty decent weapon. Yeah, this is a pretty decent weapon. We can cut down trees with it as well, and overall it's not too bad. We take it, I'm leaving my wooden spear here, and the wooden spear has been pretty good for me, so it's hard to say. I don't know, I guess maybe we'll leave it for now, but here we have their survival section with all their canned goods. Canned chicken, canned corn, dried rice. I mean, we'll grab as much as we can carry. The complete trapper, all about trapping game animals. That would up our survival, I'm guessing. Very good. Can't carry it. See if they have any sort of backpacks or something around. Oh shit, guns and ammo, ham radio illustrated, Baker's Companion. This is all good. Archery for Kids, Birdhouse Monthly, 3 So Awesome Monthly, Playboy. You can read it for the articles or not. Oh man, Car Buyer's Guide, Discobolus, Glamopolitan, Popular Mechanics, Big Book of First Aid. That seems really pretty freaking good. Then a bunch of clothes, cargo shorts. You'll notice a bunch of it says poor fit. That means it's just not a good fit for your body, and that means it'll be more encumbering than normal. So you generally don't want to wear stuff that's poor fitting. Some of this stuff, a lot of the stuff that's like basic clothes can be refitted, so you can actually make it fit you with some tailoring. A hockey mask, huh? That might be good. Protects the eyes and the mouth. It's very encumbering, but it's great protection. Okay, so let's look at the effects of the eye and mouth encumbrance. Eyes affects throwing or firing. Mouth affects your stamina regen. Makes it more difficult to breathe and catch your breath. That is a concern. But that's stamina regen, not stamina consumption. So there is some hope. Pillowcase. Pillowcase is container, but we'd have to put it in something, or we'd have to carry it, really. Ski pants. Yeah, arm warmers. Most of this stuff we can sort of make. Cargo pants are good. Cargo pants are good, but this is a poor fit, and I don't know if I can actually refit it yet. I'm not sure about that. I'm basically looking for some sort of bag. Building for beginners is great. So many books here, this is awesome. Modern Rifleman, Pitching a Tent, Swim Planet, Top Gear magazine. This is great. We'll be reading for days. No, there's not much. The best thing that we could do, I guess, is make a knapsack. And I don't know if I can make one here. Makeshift knapsack. Okay, we don't need any tools. We could even make it in the dark, although it's difficult, but we have a cell phone. All we need is a long string, which we have, and any form of pants. Any form of pants. Shorts. Leggings? No. No, it would have to be the cargo pants. They're up here. Okay. There we go. Let me activate my cell phone. And... hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me drop my spear. And activate this. And, okay, I made it. It was quick. So now we're going to wear the knapsack. Yep. Now we got a knapsack, which is gonna make us a bit more encumbered. But not really to any sort of detrimental degree. The knapsack only adds 2 encumbrance, but that's because I don't have anything in it. Because if I go to the knapsack, you'll see encumbrance 2, which is negligible, but when it's full, it's at 9. 9 encumbrance. But overall, it's going to help us carry some more shit. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot at all. Only 5 liters of stuff, but we should be able to grab some of these books. So archery, this. We want the big book of first aid, absolutely. Bakers, yep, good. And that will leave us at full. So now we're fully loaded. We can definitely come back here to get some of the rest of the shit, including the rest of the food and things. But for now, we want to head back home. Generally, you actually want to do your raiding, sort of your outside forays. You want to do that at night. Because even though your visibility is shit, so are, like, the zombies. Now, there are, of course, things that can see in the night, or can smell you, but by and large, that's when you want to do it, or that's what people tell me. Alright. And we made it back. So we're thirsty, we can pop a little bit of this clean water in. And now we can dump off all our stuff and make a bed. So let's dump off all our reading material here. all the reading material. Let's dump off all our food near our stove. Butter, the canned chicken, the ketchup, the rice, the eggs, the nuts. Oh yeah, you wanna dump the containers, not the actual product itself, because you'll just dump out all the ketchup on the floor. I don't know if it's a problem to put like raw meat along with like your butter, but we're gonna do that. I assume it's okay. Okay, so now that dumps it all there. It's not a super realistic game. It doesn't care that you dump raw meat on the floor. I mean, it happens, but the game doesn't care. Oh, we also have the tainted fat, tainted bone. Okay, let's dump most of our medical shit here. First aid kit. And the other rest of this, we don't need to carry around too much. Okay, and we have some other spare parts. Oh, we have our frying pan. We can dump the frying pan on the fire. So then, let's see what else we can make. So then we can make a boiled egg. We can make cracklins. We can make cooked rice, which we can then make meat fried rice with. Cooked wild vegetables. We can make a vegetable salad or a vegetable sandwich. So let's make some cooked wild vegetables. There we go. And then what else can we actually make? Anything with? No, vegetable salad is probably a tall order. You need the cooked wild vegetables. Okay, so we'd need one more. And then you would need like a tomato or a carrot. You would need quite a bit. And then some sort of dressing or pepper. Garlic or salt or sugar or vinegar. We probably could get salt if we wanted to deal with that spider, because if we go into the swamp, we'll most likely find pools of salt water, and we can boil that off to get the salt. But yeah, otherwise we can just eat the fresh cooked wild vegetables, which is apparently good for your health. So there you go. Okay, right, so bed, and last thing. Makeshift bed. All we need is a tool with hammering of 2 or more. We need 4 planks, 6 nails, and 2 sheets. We have all that stuff, so we can make a makeshift bed. We can't move it once we place it, so I think we want to put it somewhere logical. Keeping in mind that we can't close this window. Maybe we want to put it like right up against this wall. Yeah, so makeshift bed. It's too dark, so we're gonna turn on our handy dandy cell phone. Makeshift bed right there. Okay, it's now 9:16 p.m. We're actually not that tired, but we have a bed. It doesn't have any blankets though, so we want to get one of those emergency blankets. Yes. Yep, we're gonna take one, and then we're gonna drop it onto... Oh no, we need to unfold it. There we go. So now when we go to sleep there, we will put on the blanket, and it will be nice and comfy. Okay. I mean, that's all, like, the basics of CDDA. If you watched all this, you probably could fire up the game yourself and go for it. The only thing that I really didn't go over much at all is all the key bindings, which is how I'm doing all of this stuff. It's just keys. There's a lot. Like A will activate or use an item either on your person or in your vicinity. That's W will wield an item either on your person or in your vicinity. Capital W will wear something that you have in your inventory or in your vicinity. E will examine something near you, but capital E will consume something near you because it's capital E for eat. C will close something nearby, but capital C will talk to someone nearby or yell if you want. The arrow keys are your cardinal direction movement, which is mostly what I do, but the number keys, or if you have a numpad, you can also use that. Those also let you move, and those let you move in all 9 directions, or all 8 directions. Let's see. The crafting menu is the ampersand, so that's shift 7. That opens the crafting menu. Construction is shift 8. Disassemble is shift 9. And shift 0 is the achievement screen, your conduct screen, how many things you've killed and walked and blah blah blah. Yeah. Then shift dash, it lets you pick a martial art or combat style. And then shift plus is your armor screen. So this lets you look at all your armor, its protection, its encumbrance, blah blah blah, warmth. And then this also lets you move around the layers. So you can, if you really wanted to, you could put your messenger bag underneath your emergency jacket. So this adds a lot of encumbrance. You wouldn't normally want to do this, but say you had something very valuable in a bag and it was about to break, you might layer it underneath other stuff to protect it in case you got attacked. Things like that. And so you can, you know, go through all your different body parts and layer things differently. You can put your socks outside of your sneakers if you really wanted to. Things like that. Shift 5 is sort of a nice thing for a new player to check once in a while, because it shows you like all these different things that you could do with like the things on you and around you. So you could apply adhesive bandage to a wound. You could chop a tree trunk into logs with your saw. You could consume some aspirin. You could cut a log into planks. You could cut up something with your knife. You could pull out nails with your hammer. You could remove mods from a tool with a screwdriver. Start a fire with your matchbook. Turn off your flashlight or turn on your flashlight. You can wash some items with a rag, or write on an item with your pocket knife. If I wanted to inscribe this pistol with my knife and say, you know, fucking put badass onto my gun, boom, now it's gonna say badass, and there it is. The enter button gives you sort of your whole big action menu, including the commit suicide button if that interests you. You can look around, you can peek around corners. So if I was here, I could peek around this corner. Oh, this is just a look around menu though. Yeah, I don't think this helps much at night because I can't see shit anyways. So there, I think I'm peeking around. But yeah. List, yeah, capital V, you know about that. Manage zones, I don't even know what that means. You can smash terrain, go downstairs, blah blah blah, pick up stuff at your feet, haul stuff, grab something nearby, butcher, zone activities. Well, that's for like farming. The combat menu, or the inventory menu. Again, all these are key bindings that you can just memorize, so you never have to go into this menu. Combat. Yeah, lets you toggle between running, crouching, firing your gun, spell casting if you have magic mods installed, auto travel mode. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, the key bindings, you don't have to learn all of them. I mean, you could do everything pretty much through this menu right here. But as you play, you're just going to get used to more and more buttons. And, yeah, I mean, you'll get used to it. So, I guess we could just sit here and read for a while. Because I don't know how to make a candle. Candle, you need tallow or lard. Or wax. And I don't know how you make lard or tallow. I don't think you make lard, but you do make tallow. That's like a thing you can make. Hold on, let's Google. See if we get an answer. Tallow. You have to cook it. And you need cooking too, or food handling too. So that would get... You need 3 chunks of fat and water to make tallow. Okay. So if we got our food handling up to 2, we might be able to do that. So then, what we could do... It's not good to stand next to a fire for very long if you're doing something. But we can read from our cell phone light. So we could just stand here and read the Baker's Companion. This will take your food handling. Oh no, this will take it up to 5. And it requires food handling knowledge level 2 to understand. And it has a bunch of recipes, including gelatin desserts and brown bread and maple pie and cookie donut holes. Oh my god. So that's a bit advanced for us. And I don't think any of the other books help with food handling. So then the only other way to make up our food handling, unless we find some other book, is to just cook shit. So boiling eggs and things like that. So we can just boil an egg. And we see our food handling skill is at 57% towards level 2. So what else can we make? We can cook up these brains. But we don't really want to eat brains. A piece of lung, also not too enjoyable. Sweetbread, also not that enjoyable. Cracklings, though, very enjoyable. Enjoyability 4. So let's make some cracklings. 13 minutes to make. There we go. Alright, that brings us up to 97% food handling, so we just have to make one more thing. Honestly, we could just make, like, water, but... I think let's cook up the other wild vegetable. Okay. That did not... That was too simple. Okay, that's fine. We'll make some cooked... cooked rice is quick. Lasts for a week. That's also too simple. Really? Okay. I guess it's just cooking rice. But meat fried rice, the last 2 weeks, that's what you want to do. So let's make that with the chunk of meat. There we go. Level 2 food handling. There it is. So now if I go in here and go to tainted tallow. We need more tainted fat than that. Is that the only kind of tallow I can... No, there's normal tallow. Chunk of fat. Where did I put the chunk of fat? Didn't I get chunks of fat from that wolf? Or no? Maybe I didn't. Well, we could cut up another body, I suppose. Quick butchery. Okay, chunk of fat, that's one. We can take the bone, the sinew, and some chunks of meat. Okay. Okay, it's still not enough to make tallow. No. So we need to kill some more zombies and get better at butchering, or get better butchering tools at least. And all we have is one chunk of fat from that wolf. But yeah, so this is going to be more viables. Killing zombies, taking all their fat, and then using that to make candles, essentially. So that's a better way of lighting up our place, rather than having this big cooking fire. So since I'm still awake, let's try to do a bit more reading. Let's try Birdhouse Monthly. Okay, so this will bring fabrication up to 1, but I already have 2, and there's no recipe, so it's actually worthless for me. Discobulus will up my throwing to 1, and that could be interesting because you can make throwing sticks, so that could be fun. Let's read Discobulus until I level up and just see how long that takes. Alright, that's gonna take a bit too long. It's already 12:30, I'm tired. See, the fire has gone out, so let's eat. Alright, let's drink some clean water. And then let's hit the hay. Yeah. I don't know how important it is to, like, take off your clothes or something, but we are chilly now, so we'll just leave it. And, we're gonna turn off our flashlight. It thankfully alerts you that your flashlight's on. Save game, and then you can either not set an alarm or set an alarm. Let's not. Alright, 8:30, we woke up, and we were woken up because it was too bright to keep sleeping. But there you go, this is a comfortable place to sleep. We use the emergency blanket to keep warm, it's comfortable, and we got quite a bit of sleep. We're no longer tired, we're fresh. We are hungry though, so we are gonna eat something. We can eat cold wild vegetables. It's something. So now we're no longer very hungry. You want to watch how much you eat and the calories and stuff like that of what you eat, because you can become overweight and even obese and even morbidly obese, and those are pretty detrimental things that really affect your movement and your stamina. So you want to keep your weight normal if at all possible. But there you go. It's a bright new day. Plenty of possibilities, and I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, I want to keep playing because there's so many things we could do. There's so many things we could do. We could just head south and just see what's over there. We could go back to the cabin and keep looting that place. We could try to take on that wolf spider so that we can head over to the radio tower, or really more accurately, we could lead the wolf spider over to Siobhan here. But, yeah, I mean, we could keep reading and just spend the whole day reading and crafting and stuff like that. There's plenty of possibilities. But for now, I will end the video. It's gone on long enough. Very exciting stuff. Looking forward to continuing. My name is Mangg. The game you're watching has been Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. See you fine folks in the next part.